feel like the Broncos might have reached blah, blah, blah.
The beginning was rough for a couple of games. We were like, this might not be fantasy relevant this year.
Oh, yeah.
And he changed that narrative quickly.
He looked awful. He looked like, this guy shouldn't be on a pro football field the first 3 week games or whatever. And then turned it around and you were like, oh, damn. And then this is a guy who went into Buffalo and yes, they lost badly, but like led his team to the playoffs last year. I will tell you this is the last thing I'll say, is I was having a conversation with a very high-ranking Chiefs, somebody in the Chiefs organization, is the way I want to phrase it. I was having
Andy Reid.
Yes, Patrick Mahomes, Brittany Mahomes. So no, I was having a conversation with somebody at a very high-ranking organization, and it was a conversation with a group of us where I was asked, somebody else in this group asked me like, hey, who's my Super Bowl pick? I said, well, listen, it's all the obvious teams, right? It's like, and the AFC, it's the Chiefs and the Bills, and if the Bengals can figure out a defense, I think the Chargers are interesting this year, and then somebody else in the group turned to this person that's with the Chiefs organization and said, what do you guys think? And they said, honestly, we're worried about the Broncos. He's like, and they were like, Bo Nix is for real, and that defense is amazing.
It's a great defense.
Like, we think the Broncos are real. And it was no disrespect to the Chargers. I don't want no bulletin board material. He wasn't saying anything bad about anyone else. He just merely said that in their division, like they have a lot of respect for the Broncos in terms of that defense, and they think Bo Nix is legit.
Yeah, they have one of the best offensive lines in football. They have a remade running back room, and Bo Nix was well above expectations in year one. There are worlds where the Broncos have like the best defense in football and the 9th best offense, and that's a Super Bowl contender. But question for you, Connor, is Bo Nix came out as like this high floor prospect who wasn't thought to have a ton of ceiling. Do you think that he has more ceiling based on last year, and that this is a guy who's, I'm not going to say he's like competing with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen for MVP, but he's like, a guy who finishes 6th in MVP and is actually, closer to the Justin Herberts of the world than we might think?
It's a little rich for me. Now, Sean Payton is as good as it gets pretty much in terms of longevity of being a top offensive mind. That helps him a lot. I'm excited about the rookie wide receiver and Pat Bryant. That's going to elevate this offense. The offensive line is great, and obviously they have multiple backs that can play. So those external circumstances are going to help Bo Nix.
You need quarterbacks that can get you points both ways.
Right.
And Bo Nix obviously qualifies for there. I mean, think about just how many years Drew Brees was an elite fantasy option. And I'm not sitting here telling you that Bo Nix is Drew Brees, but in terms of a Sean Payton offense, in terms of what he likes to call and what Bo Nix does well in terms of accurate short and being actually more mobile than Brees was.
Great is it to be able to go back at one another and then go out and make an adjustment like that to blitz and blitz.
Yeah, it was great. He's a really great veteran on a team like this to have. And, just to see him go out there and play that hard for preseason 3 games, just really unique. Happy for him. Know he's going to have a really strong start to the year, and along with a lot of other guys. But it's good to have that back and forth, just kind of see the field in his eyes, and then make some adjustments.
Now we get to look forward to games like now. What's your confidence level like with the guys in the locker room as we approach the regular season?
Well, they all count. If you're going to strap it up, they all count. You want to win them all. But we're excited to start the season, get to week 1, and then see what happens.
From the time those guys.
Sam's great. He's a great teammate, first and foremost. He shows up to work like he's the starter, and he's excited to see him succeed like he has this preseason. We've grown close to become really good friends, and I just like how he gets out there and competes, and he takes every day as it's the most important day, and he just the work that he's put in. It's good to see him have some success in the preseason because he deserves it. Well, he means a lot. He's a veteran for this team. He has a lot of experience. He's a great receiver in his own way, and he just goes out there and competes, and that's what all you really want to ask for a receiver is a guy that will go out there and give you his all and go out there and compete, and he does that at a high level. Been doing it for a long time.
Broncos country has just finished putting ink to paper, man. Being Broncos country and to be chasing the Super Bowl, man, we got an exciting year ahead of us, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah, man. Hey, go Broncos.
Broncos country. Listen up. This is a moment that shakes the foundation of the NFL. Cortland Sutton, the heartbeat of Denver's offense, just put pen to paper on a seismic 4-year, $92 million extension, with $41 million guaranteed, securing him as Bo Nix's go-to weapon through 2029. This isn't just a contract, it's a declaration of war. After 6 grueling years of losing seasons, Sutton's loyalty screams louder than ever. In 2024, he torched defenses for 81 receptions, 1,081 yards, and 8 touchdowns, dragging the Broncos to their first playoff appearance since 2015. But here's the gut punch. Sutton could have chased bigger money elsewhere. Instead, he took less to keep this roster intact. That's not just leadership, that's the soul of a champion. The AFC West is on notice. Denver's not playing games anymore. With Sutton locked in, the Broncos are building a dynasty, and it starts now. Can you feel the fire in Broncos country? This is our time. Sutton's deal is the spark, but is Bo Nix the flame that burns the AFC to the ground? Let's dive into why even the Chiefs are trembling at Denver's rise. Broncos country. Hold on to your hats, the hype around Bo Nix is no longer a whisper. It's a roar. A high-ranking Chiefs official dropped a bombshell. We're worried about the Broncos. Bo Nix is the real deal, and that defense is a juggernaut. Yes, you heard that right, the back-to-back champs are sweating Denver. In 2024, Nix silenced the doubters, throwing 3 touchdowns and rushing for 1 in a Week 8 rout, all without a single interception. Labeled a high-floor, low-ceiling prospect, Nix is rewriting the script under Sean Payton's genius. With an offensive line ranked in the NFL's top 5 and a revamped running back room, this offense could crack the top 10 in 2025, averaging over 28 points per game last season. But here's the controversy lighting up X. Is Nix closer to elite quarterbacks like Justin Herbert? Or is he just a flash in the pan? Some say he's a dark horse for MVP, finishing 6th in voting last year. Others call it hype. One thing's certain, Nix and Payton are cooking something special, and the NFL isn't ready for it. Are you buying the Bo Nix hype, or are you still on the fence? Nix is turning heads, but it's the new blood in Denver's locker room that's got fans buzzing. Let's meet the weapons ready to take this team to the next level. Broncos country. This roster is a powder keg ready to explode. General Manager George Patone has been playing chess, while others play checkers, loading up with game-changers like Pro Bowl tight end Evan Engram, who's already breaking ankles in preseason with 12 catches for 156 yards. Then there's rookie wide receiver Pat Bryant, the slant god, Sean Payton hand, picked to dominate. Don't forget Troy Franklin, whose selfless block in a 97-yard preseason drive proved he's all in for this team. And let's talk about running back R.J. Harvey. Critics said he couldn't run inside, but he obliterated that narrative with a bruising 9-yard touchdown run, part of a 2024 campaign where he racked up 450 yards and 6 scores. These aren't just players, they're the future of a franchise. With an offensive line that allowed only 28 sacks last season, this unit is built to dominate. But here's the million-dollar question. Can these new faces mesh in time to chase a Super Bowl? Or will chemistry issues derail the dream? Broncos country. The stage is set for something epic. This offense is loaded, but it's Denver's defense that's sending chills down opponents' spines. Let's break down why this unit could be the NFL's best. Broncos country. This defense isn't just good, it's a straight-up nightmare for quarterbacks. In 2024, they suffocated opponents, allowing just 1 touchdown across 2 preseason games, shutting out the 49ers and Cardinals for entire halves. Jonah Ellis, the youngest player in NFL history to record 5 sacks at age 21, is back and healthy, ready to terrorize with 8 quarterback pressures in preseason alone. Dre Greenlaw's bone-rattling hits set a tone, while rookie Jahdae Barron, all 140 pounds of him, tackles like a freight train, racking up 1-0 stops in run support. This unit ranked 4th in points allowed last year, giving up just 17.8 points per game. But here's where it gets spicy. Some ex-users are calling this defense overrated, saying it's all flash and no substance. Are they out of their minds? Or is there truth to the shade? One thing's undeniable. With Nick Bonito's contract talks heating up, this group's future hangs in the balance. Can they stay together and become the wall that carries Denver to a Super Bowl? The clock's ticking. Broncos country. This defense is a beast, but one woman's fight off the field is inspiring us all. Let's talk about a story bigger than football. Broncos country. Sometimes life hits harder than a blitzing linebacker. Meet Sarah, a lifelong Broncos fan who faced a battle tougher than any fourth-quarter comeback. Diagnosed with colon cancer, right before the 2024 NFL Draft, Sarah underwent surgery to remove a tumor, then endured 6 months of brutal chemotherapy, daily pills, and 2-hour infusions every 3 weeks. On the 22nd of August, 2025, she walked out of her final chemo session, a warrior unbroken. To celebrate, she and her husband drove 4 hours to Lima, Ohio, for a Lauren Daigle concert, singing songs of faith that carried her through the darkest days. As the Broncos demolished the Cardinals in preseason, scoring 38 points to Arizona's 10, Sarah's victory became a rallying cry for us all. This is what Broncos country stands for: resilience, heart, and a refusal to quit. Sarah's story reminds us why we love this team, this city, and this fight. Can you feel the inspiration? This is bigger than football. Sarah's courage fuels our passion, but as Week 1 looms, the Broncos are gearing up for a fight of their own. Let's see why this team could shock the NFL. Broncos country, clear your calendars for February 2026, because the Denver Broncos are coming for that Lombardi trophy. With Courtland Sutton's $92 million extension, Bo Nix's breakout 2024 season, and a defense that's pure chaos, this team isn't a sleeper, it's a juggernaut. In preseason, they torched the Cardinals with a 97-yard drive featuring Evan Engram, Troy Franklin, and R.J. Harvey, 3 new faces who weren't even on the roster last year. Jarrett Stidham's play-action wizardry has teams buzzing about trades. X reports say the Vikings offered a second-round pick, but he's a luxury Denver might keep. The AFC is a gauntlet: Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, but the Broncos went 9-8 2024 and made the playoffs. Now, they're eyeing 11 wins. Week 1 against the Titans is a statement game, and Sean Payton's squad is ready to shock the world. Will they silence the haters and make a Super Bowl run, or will the pressure crush them? Broncos country, it's time to strap up and find out. Go Broncos. The stage is set, but what do you think, Broncos country? Can this team go all the way? Drop your predictions below, and let's ride this wave to glory.